I like to do is teach your body how to become fat adapted. And when you're fat adapted, the body can burn the fat that you have on your body for fuel. And, nearly every cell loves to burn fat for fuel. We just don't let it because of the way that we've been told to eat. And the leanest person has about 70,000 calories worth of fat on their body. So we all have enough energy. We just can't tap into it.
Welcome to the Dr. Ashley Show.
Welcome to the Dr. Ashley Show. I'm Dr. Ashley, and today we are going to be answering all your questions on the PhD weight loss program itself. And I've got Lisa in the studio here. She's one of our certified PhD consultants and our team leader of one of our PhD weight loss offices. And you guys submit questions about PhD all the time. So I just wanted to be here with you today and with Lisa and answer any kind of questions that you might have. And also just some general nutrition topics and questions that you guys have submitted. So here we go. What's the first question?
First one's really just about how does PhD work?
So the PhD program is really inclusive and an intensive program to help you drop the weight and keep it off for the long term. What we do is we create you a customized meal plan and we guide you on exactly what, when, and how much to eat. So you'll know exactly what to eat for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinners. We take out all the guesswork and we make it really simple. I mean, you've seen what are the age ranges of people who we serve.
I mean, it's a wide range, but I would say starting in their 20s all the way up to even their 70s.
Yeah, 70s, 80s. So it doesn't matter if you can cook or if you can't cook, if you're a bachelor, if you've got a family, if you travel, if you have a really hectic life, like we can make it work because what we do is really customized. We like to provide you with support with some of the food. So the food is free to you. And if you are a nationwide client, then we just ship it to your doorstep for free. We cover the cost of it. And dinner meals, no matter what, on your own and your responsibility, but we hold your hand and guide you through the process. So you become an expert at one meal at a time. And we practice the dinner meal. You become an expert. You know how to dine out, take out, grocery shop, whatever it is. And then we move on and practice lunch and then breakfast and snacks. So by the time we get you where you need to be, you're totally self-sufficient. I mean, that's our mission at PhD, is to help empower you to step up, better your lives, and become totally self-sufficient. First step, besides the meal plan, is understanding where your body needs to be. A lot of people and programs allow you to just choose an ambiguous number to achieve with your body, right? They'll come in and say, I just want to drop 20 pounds, and here they have an 80-pound fat mass on their body. But the deal is that, and I've talked about this in many previous episodes, that your belly fat is actually an active type of fat mass in there. The belly fat actually secretes its own hormones to encourage you to get fatter as fast as possible. All it wants you to do is continue to grow and store fat and get bigger. And so the hormones that it secretes actually make you hungry, they make you crave, they slow your metabolism so you can look at pizza and beer and gain 5 pounds. They make you lazy because the last thing this fat mass wants you to do is go expend a ton of energy. I want you to imagine that when you eat your breakfast, normally the breakfast pummels in to feed the fat first. It hogs all the calories so the rest of the body still feels like it's starving, and then you continue to eat when you know you shouldn't be hungry. So the weight gain has nothing to do with you. It's not a flaw in personality or willpower. You are disciplined. You can do it, but right now your body just wants to grow. So at PhD, what we do is focus on getting your body truly where it needs to be, collapsing that fat mass in a healthy way so that you can actually keep the weight off for good. And so once you have this customized meal plan, it supports your body dropping this belly fat and getting your body where it needs to be and reducing inflammation. So really what we're focusing on is reducing inflammation, and weight loss is just a really fun byproduct of achieving that. And then every week we have coaching sessions with you. If you're a nationwide client, we're doing it over the phone, and the coaching sessions are amazing. Very well trained and compassionate team. And together we are able to reverse obesity-related health conditions really effectively. Like we can let go of type 2 diabetes for a lot of people really quickly. Tell us a story about a client who's reversed something they thought that they couldn't, or an autoimmune condition that's
There's been multiple, but the top two that I hear about is some of them have completely reversed their diabetes. Mm-hmm. And then we've even had some that have been on blood pressure medication, and now they don't even have to take that.
Well, that's common, right?
It's very common.
Yeah.
And it usually can happen within the first few months of being on the program. Just the simple activity of changing what they eat.
Yeah. I think like 6 weeks, we can see changes in sleep apnea, blood pressure, diabetes, even quicker. You know, I remember a client, John, who I chatted with not too long ago, and he was on like 40 units of insulin a day. And within a week, he had to drop it in half. And within another week, he was off it completely. So that isn't through dropping the weight that helps, but it's really through the meal plan that we create and reducing the inflammation. So every week, you're either coming into the office or you're having your coaching sessions over the phone. And we talk a lot about nutrition education because I believe that the body's much more complicated than calories in and out. So we never talk about calories. I actually have no idea how many calories you're consuming. You're not regulated by calorie sensors. You are a person in there with metabolism and hormones and thoughts and, you know, different things that you believe in and stories that you've had and experiences that we might need to help you overcome or change the outlook on. So there's a lot there to handle. We alternate the nutrition discussions with behavior work because we understand that 80% of any change comes from your mind, the mental, emotional habits, behavior. So we really get to know you and we form a really deep relationship with you. We care about you and we're never going to let you go. Because once we fully collapsed your fat mass, then you enter into maintenance, and maintenance is free, it's for life. You've got us. If you pop up, it's okay. We can error correct and get you where you want to be. So this is truly a lifestyle change, but that's the gist of how it works. It's very customized though. Every program is different. The cost of the program, I can't give you a quote because it depends on the severity of your condition. It depends on your medical history. So the best bet really is, if you're interested in working with us, is to give us a call and schedule a consultation so we can go through the details.
We have some more specific questions.
Okay.
I think you'll like. All right, first question, and we get this one a lot. So my husband and I would have different goals, but we both have the same body aches and pains. They are both pre-diabetic with a 5.8 A1C. Can they do this plan together and eat the same things, or will they have to prepare separate meals?
Great. So definitely you can do this program together, and we actually advise that couples do it together because I think your environment is always stronger than your willpower. And if there's one of you that's not eating in the same way with the same lifestyle, then it just makes it more challenging. Totally feasible. We have that happen all the time. But when both couples need to make a change, then we advise it. And you don't have to make different meals. Your dinner meal, no matter what, if someone needs to gain weight and someone needs to lose weight, the meals are going to look very similar. The amounts are just going to be different. Do you have anything to add to this one, Lisa?
I would say most of our clients that have the best success do it with their partner.
Yeah.
And I would say the best part about it is the information that we provide of the meals and the recipes are one of my favorites. And I use all of the recipes and I'm in maintenance.
They're great.
Delicious. Next one's on, I've been doing the semaglutide shots for a few months now and have lost 33 pounds. I'm trying to get off of it. And I'm terrified of putting the weight back on. I have some things I have implemented in my diet, like fasting, but I'm so afraid that I'm going to gain it all back and more. I want to try your program, but I'm afraid of the cost. I am also afraid of the possible issues that come with staying on the shots. I'm 50 and my body hates me right now. Not sure what I can do on my own.
This is a great question. Thanks for submitting this, whoever did. So first off, I just want to say congratulations to you for dropping weight, because any way that you go about dropping weight isn't easy. So a huge congratulations to you stepping up and deciding to make a positive change in your life. I totally understand why you might want to get off of these drugs, and I encourage you to do it, but with support. So go back to your physician or whoever prescribed the drugs and ask them for support to titrate you off of them, because there is a very high risk with these drugs that when you do stop them, you gain the weight back. The deal with these drugs is that it's not a one-time fix. You have to constantly take the drug or else the weight comes back. And I think that, you mentioned cost, but the cost of these semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy, tirzepatide, all these different new drugs, the cost of them are almost $1,000 a month. So for a year, if insurance doesn't cover it, which they don't right now, it's about $12,000 to $16,000 a year for these drugs where you're not learning anything. You're not really changing your lifestyle, which is why the weight comes back. You're only going to drop about 15% of your body weight, which doesn't allow you to fully collapse that belly fat that we just talked about. So there are so many risks around putting the weight back on. So the cost of our program is less than that. Plus, we include so many more added values and learning and lifestyle and support, and we provide food support as well. So if you were able to afford the semaglutide injections, then you can definitely work with us at PhD. But the main thing is that you want to have someone behind you that supports you and cares for you and helps to guide you as you make this transition. And I know that it feels like your body hates you, but you've got to talk love into yourself. And you've got to have compassion with yourself. And I urge you to think about the gain, not the gap. And what I mean by that is look back to all that you've done before you started your journey to dropping weight and how far you've come, because I'm sure you've come very far. Sometimes we get stuck looking at where we're headed and where we feel we need to be, and it doesn't make us feel very good about ourselves. So you got to appreciate yourself and look at the gain, not the gap.
How often should I be eating, and how many times per day total?
So this depends on your body, your situation, what medications you might be on. But in general, we've been told that you need to eat every 3 to 4 hours or your metabolism slows, which is bogus and bunk. What I like to do is teach your body how to become fat adapted. And when you're fat adapted, the body can burn the fat that you have on your body for fuel. And, you know, nearly every cell loves to burn fat for fuel. We just don't let it because of the way that we've been told to eat. And the leanest person has about 70,000 calories worth of fat on their body. So we all have enough energy. We just can't tap into it. So we've been told that we need to eat every 3 to 4 hours, but that's because we aren't taught how to tap into the fat on our bodies. So if you become fat adapted, and if you follow along and listen to these episodes, I'm going to be teaching you how to do that through each and every one of them. And that way, you really only need to eat when you're hungry. You might not need to eat breakfast. You could eat lunch, a snack, and dinner. But we usually advise for our clients, they start off with a breakfast, a snack, lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, and dinner, just to help regulate blood sugar as they're going and to get into that sweet spot of fat burn. And then once they do, really, they get to choose. But no matter what, I do like a mid-afternoon snack because it sets you up for success for dinner. I never want you to enter into dinner feeling ravenous.
So the next two questions, one is, does your program consist of surgery? I don't want surgery to lose my belly fat.
Yeah. So definitely we don't do surgery. We do it through food. No shots, no drops, no medications, no drugs. It's really no chronic exercise, no severe calorie restriction. I know it sounds crazy and mind-blowing, but it really does work, and it's pretty darn simple. And a lot of times, actually, you can't get surgery to remove the visceral fat. Because remember, the visceral fat, it's in the organs, it's wrapped around them. I actually met with a celebrity who just started our program, and he carries all the fat in his belly, and he went to his plastic surgeon to remove the fat, and he said he couldn't because it's wrapped up in the organs. So we don't do that, and usually it's not feasible to do that anyway.
Very true. And one thing that's great about the program is there's no cravings.
No, I know. No cravings, no hunger.
I know. All right, next question is, how does this work if we have a family? Are we cooking for ourselves and then another meal for everyone else?
We work with families all the time. So if you're a family, you're not alone. I have a family. I have 3 kids, and I live this lifestyle. So most of us don't eat lunch all together as a family. Most of us just eat whatever for breakfast, and then we eat dinner as a family. So what we do is we help support you through breakfast and lunch. If you want to eat together as a family for those meals, you definitely can, and it will be the same, but the other family members might have additions to the meal. And that's how dinner works too. We'll help you with delicious recipes, dining out guides, takeout guides, so you really understand what you will want to do. And if you've got a family and you've got kids, you're making your dinner, you'll have the same base. You'll have the same protein source, you'll have the same veggies, the same sides. But if they want something like, let's say, macaroni and cheese, or if they want to have pizza, then your addition will look like something slightly different. So do you have anything to add to that, Lisa?
I would say a lot of times they cook the same vegetables, but maybe they'll add cheese to to their kids' meals, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah. So very, very simple. And it's the same goes for our kids. You know, we cook the same base and maybe I'll put a little bit of extra on their plate.
All right, a couple of other things. Can you help people that are underweight, have fatty liver disease, or are diabetic?
Yeah, so we covered diabetes. We can help people who are type 1 or type 2 diabetic, and you will for sure reduce your needs of insulin if you are insulin dependent and likely not need it at all if you are type 2 diabetic. But we can help people reverse fatty liver, and that happens fairly quickly. We can help people put high blood pressure into remission, get rid of sleep apnea. For most people, there are different types of sleep apnea, but if it is a physical form, then we will definitely improve or reverse that. And we actually do help people who are underweight. You know, for a lot of people, it's harder to gain weight than lose weight. It's really tricky, and we can definitely help people overcome that if they need it. We help athletes who want to optimize performance. So we can do a lot of different things because our program's so customized.
What about people that can't exercise?
Totally fine. I know exercise, we think, is this huge weight loss tool. It's this great wellness tool. It's very important, but we have people who are handicapped, who can't get up out of a wheelchair, who can't walk, and we're able to help them drop weight successfully.
And vegetarians.
Definitely vegetarians and vegans, we can help for sure.
Awesome. I love it.
Okay, that's all the questions we've got for this episode. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, you guys, for submitting great questions about PhD. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, please leave a review or come over to YouTube and leave a question because I read them and respond to them all. If you're watching this on YouTube and we didn't answer anything specific, please drop a comment below and I will be here to answer. If there's anything else you want us to include on future Q&A episodes, leave that as well, or come follow me on social media at Dr. Ashley Lucas. It's Dr._Ashley Lucas. DM me with your questions and I'll get right back to you, or I'll add them to a future Q&A. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next show.